have to go off in.
30 minutes.
Oh. Is it almost out?
87%.
Oh, that's not very good either.
Yeah, I was charging it up.
Yeah,
Boy, I can't hear you.
you're always prepared, Ken. Should have you running this thing, not me. Look at me. I don't even know if the power cord goes with.
But this is new time.
Did we put the power cord back in? No. See what the laptop's at.
Hold on. Okay. I'm a little unprepared. I got the email from Lenny that you wanted some additional training and you specifically wanted to go on over online security. So I'll definitely cover that. But I also heard a lot of other things. I think Heidi was talking about you have a list on a board about some apps, and you talked about password reset, pin reset. I wasn't prepared for those questions, so I'm a little nervous about that just because I'm not prepared, but I do know what I'm talking about and I can cover those topics. So I'm going to ask a favor of the group, or specifically Heidi, somebody to speak for the group, to stop me if I go too fast. If I miss something that or something's not clear, please let me know. And I'm going to ask the group to dictate what you want to go over first and in what order, because I can address all the issues that I've heard about so far. But I do want to share with you guys a couple things, and I'm going to share my screen. And this is my personal computer. Let me go to my.
One second, David.
Yes.
Lenine has a question.
Did we want to cover the passport changing today, or was this in like another?
I thought we would do that today.
Oh, okay.
And he's not
Sorry.
prepared, but we
Yeah,
aren't prepared
We
either.
can.
Okay, if you have time, yeah.
And
that's
I
great.
just,
Okay.
I kind of thought the last time we had the meeting with David, he rushed through some internet safety stuff at the very end, just kind of talking about internet safety and things like that. And I wanted to give him the chance to really feel comfortable that he got all that information out. I didn't want you to feel rushed. And
Okay.
while we're at it, if we could learn how to change our Google password and we can learn how to change the tablet PIN. Those are the two things that would be very helpful.
Those are all tied together.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I glossed over internet security, and I probably shouldn't have. So let me share my screen again.
You didn't have the choice. We rushed you through at the end of the meeting and you
Yeah,
were just trying to get it all out.
Okay. So let me show you. I literally just had a introduction to PC class this morning. So I'm going to show you a lot of things right now. And I'm showing you these not so that you can remember them, just to give you an idea of what we're up against and what I'm going to teach you. So let's start with basic internet security, online safety. The problem is, and actually before I show you that, I'm going to show you the government's website, consumerfinance.gov. By the way, when in doubt, when you're looking up information on a disease, on a product, government websites that end in .gov are the most reliable websites. But if you read through the government's website of what are some common types of scams, they don't even talk about how to avoid them that much. They just talk about all the different types of scams. Blackmail scams, charity scams, debt collection scams, foreclosure relief and mortgage loan, grandparent scams, imposter scams, lottery of prize scams, mail fraud, man in the middle, money mule. The reason why I glossed over it is because it needs to be glossed over, because nobody should be expected to learn the details of all the different types of scams out there, because it's difficult for anyone to remember all of them, if that makes any sense at all. That's why I have a document that covers some basic tips. So without needing to know about all the different types of scams, you can protect yourself. And I need to figure out how to put this in a document in a more simplified format so that it's easier to read and understand. But here's what I teach every class and every coworker. By the way, before I get into the actual how to protect yourself, I want to share a few things with you. Sorry, my hand's shaking again, my MS. I'm going to share an actual email that I got from a high up staff member of the Recovery Center. Try to ignore names. David, I got a refund. I called to get a refund and they want me in front of my computer so that they can install some software. Refund scams. If you get, this was an actual scam that a coworker at the Recovery Center got that said, hey, you are going to be charged $331.52, which will be directly deducted from your bank account. If you don't agree that this is a valid debt, call this number and we won't deduct it from your bank account. This is a common scam. They come from PayPal, Best Buy, Amazon. This one that my coworker got came from Norton. But every scam has one thing in common. Every scam that anybody will ever get preys on a person's fear or greed. So, hey, um, we realized that we owe you $425. Call this number so that we can get your money to you. And you call the number, and they're going to want your bank account information. They're going to want to connect to your computer remotely, et cetera, et cetera. So, another scam, just anecdotally, really quick. Um, my boss, and I don't think that he would mind if I told you this because he's really cool, first of all. His son got a text message. Um, sorry, again, my hand's a little shaky. Got a text message on his iPhone with a code. And then he got another text message saying, hey, this is Apple. We need you to text us that code that we just sent you. He texted the person from, quote, Apple, the code, and it was a hacker, and they ended up taking over his Apple ID, taking over his phone, locking his phone so that he couldn't even get into it. They used the credit card information that he had stored in his phone to buy themselves stuff. So this person not only lost money, they ended up with a phone that was useless to them. They could not even get into it to make a phone call. They couldn't do anything with it. They had to go as far as to taking the phone, physical phone, to an Apple store in Kenwood, showing the receipt from where they bought it before Apple would be willing to unlock their phone for them and give them back access to their phone. And this person is a college educated child of a staff member, high up staff member at the Recovery Center. Not a stupid person, not a gullible person. But they did, they violated the main tip that I want to share and that I share with every group that I talk to about online security, um, which is ignore every text, every email, every phone call you get that you did not ask for. So, for example, if I tell Google, hey, I forgot my password, text me a code, I'm expecting that text, so I won't ignore that one. If I go to my bank and or Social Security and say, hey, I need a copy of my Social Security award letter for JFS, they'll email me a copy. I won't ignore that email because I just asked for it. That's the number one rule. If you ignore every other phone call, text, or email that you get, even if you think it's legitimate, then you will be safe. People don't believe me. And another common scam, again, there are so many scams, we don't have time for me to go through all the different scams. But one common scam is somebody calling saying, "Hi, my name's Deputy So and So with the Claremont County Sheriff's Office. Your son was arrested. He asked me to give you a call because he needs bail money. So if you could PayPal over such and such a money to this phone number, we can go ahead and process him out and get him out of jail." Um, First of all, my son does some stuff that his mom and I are trying to get him to stop doing that he could get in trouble and he could end up in jail. That scenario is a real scenario. By the way, let me turn this off so we can talk. Well, I'll leave this up. Um, that's a real scenario. Of I would not be surprised if I got a call. But if I got that unsolicited call, again, number one rule, be skeptical of unsolicited contacts. I would say, thank you, deputy. I'm going to call the sheriff's office directly. Who do I ask for? What's your name? And if it's a scam, they're not going to give me any more information or they'll hang up. If it's a legitimate call from a deputy, they'd be like, oh, of course. And I would Google the Claremont County Sheriff's Office number. I'd call, ask to speak to the deputy, whatever the person's name was, tell him my son, I got a call, say, same with my bank. If I get an email from my bank or from Job and Family Services or from my United Healthcare, any email saying, hey, there's a problem with your account, I don't click on any link in any email ever. And I'm 54 years old this year. I've been working with computers since I was 12. I wrote my first computer program when I was 14. And I do not click on any link in any email unless I said, I forgot my password. Please send me a password reset link. Those are the only kind of links I will ever click on, is a link that I specifically asked a company to send me. So if KeyBank sends me a email, even if I think it's legitimate, and says there's a problem with your account, click here to review your activity to make sure that whatever. I will not click on the link. Instead, I'll go to key.com and I'll see if there's any alerts on the website for my account. Does that make sense? So
It does. Can I add a
never,
caution?
hold on,
Can I
let me
add a caution?
stop. Let
Okay.
me stop my share. Let's stop for questions,
I
clarification.
just wanted to add a caution that if you do get an email, like from your bank and stuff, never use the phone number that's listed in the email to
Yeah,
follow up. Look
ignore.
up the number yourself, because a lot of times they'll give their phone number. You'll think you're calling the bank and you're not.
Oh,
So
another thing.
don't use those numbers.
I can call you right now, and on your phone it will say IRS, Social Security Administration. I can call you, and the email and the phone call caller ID can say, who's in charge of GCV? Natalie Centers. I can spoof. It's called spoofing her name and phone number, making a call to you from me. So you can't even trust caller ID necessarily. That's why the number one rule that I was showing you and trying to explain is ignore and don't necessarily ignore, that's the wrong word. I'm sorry. Be skeptical of any unsolicited call, text, or email, period. If you are skeptical of any unsolicited call, text, or email, then you'll be good. You'll be fine. You basically won't get scammed. But even if you fall for it, even if Chris Fido, I get a phone call that says from Chris Fido, I always answer if I see his name. Somebody could spoof his name, but first of all, who's going to go through the trouble of doing that for me? I have nothing to take. But let's say I got a call from Chris and or United Healthcare or Social Security Administration. The moment they ask for any identifying information, I'm going to say, I'm sorry, I don't give out personal information over the phone. Period. If Chris's son had done that, his account, his iPhone would not have gotten hacked. If my mom had done that, she would not have lost $5,000. Do not, even if you fall for and you don't ignore those emails, calls, or text, and you go ahead and answer them, or you don't go ahead and reply, do not type in any personal information on a website that came from one of those unsolicited text or emails. Do not give somebody over the phone your social security number, your address, unless you initiated the call or unless you initiated the interaction. So, for example, I have a case manager at GCB. That case manager's, excuse me, going to be working with me on getting in touch with an organization. And he may say, yeah, they're going to call you today. If I get a call from them, I'd be maybe a little more trusting of that because wasn't unsolicited. It wasn't 100% unsolicited out of the blue. So, but even then, even emails that I know are from Job and Family Services or Social Security or Key Bank or whatever, I don't click on the links in the email. I just go to the website or call them up with a number on the back of my card or, you know, number on the form that they send me in the mail. So, any questions or comments so far?
Y'all good? Y'all getting this?
Yeah.
I was new to not to accept emails that got incoming anyway, I always known that, so I think my mom told me that when I
Yeah.
was younger, like this older type of scams, right? And I'm like, that's the same thing, but it's just
Yeah.
electronic,
So-
you know, and it's like.
So David, if we were to accidentally get ourselves in trouble, how do we change our password so that we can get our accounts back in order?
That is very, very difficult. I
It is.
let me
Um,
let's walk through it together.
Start with just changing the PIN number on the tablet. That's a little simpler.
Well, sorry. Do are we talking about a scenario where you know your PIN but you want to change it to make it more
Yeah.
secure?
Yes, just
Okay.
like a regular maintenance, change your PIN every once in a while to stay secure.
Yeah, that's easy. Changing your PIN, you simply go to security. Let's see. Go to lock screen. Let me bring up the tablet. Oops. All right. Let me bring up the tablet. Go to settings. And what I'll do is I'll create a document like I did for the other ones with screenshots and simple instructions.
Thank you.
By the way, I have no pin on mine, so let me go ahead and create a pin.
This is good. We're refreshing how to create a PIN.
By the way, you cannot see my screen because the screen sharing software that I have won't let that happen, which
That's
for
amazing.
my safety,
that's interesting.
It's
so
good
you can't
software.
see me. All right, let's doesn't matter, click done. I now have a pin
Right.
on my password. So if I lock it, and you won't see this, but you don't see the keypad for security. That's the screen sharing software. I type in my PIN, now it's open. So now I have a PIN on my tablet. If I know my PIN, and there's a reason why I'm saying it this way, because if somebody hacks your tablet and changes your PIN, that's a completely different story. By the way, I have to read. So let me go back. I'm in security. My screen won't show it to you, but when I click on screen lock, it's asking me to type in my existing PIN that I just created, so I'm going to do that. Now I can click on PIN again, and what I see on my screen says set a PIN. I'm going to click on back. So I already have a PIN. I had just entered it. To change it, I go out of there. You go to settings, security, click on screen lock where it says PIN. I have to type in my PIN before I can make any changes. Type in the PIN that I just created a few seconds ago. Now I can say, you know what, remove PIN, set it to none, or set it to where I only have to swipe. I don't have to type anything in. Or let's do a pattern instead of a PIN, or let's make me type a password in. And if I click on PIN, that's where on the tablet, you can't see it. It says
Okay.
set a PIN. So it's now giving me the option to put in a new PIN.
Okay,
So that's how you change it. Simply go to security, and I'll go back and reconnect. Sorry.
everybody got that? If you need to change your PIN, security, PIN. You have to know your PIN to change your
I
PIN.
was about to say, what if you forgot your PIN and now you need to get back into your tablet?
There's another way you can reset the tablet. It's sort of like a screenshot.
Yeah,
But it don't matter if you have a pin or not. It'll hard reset the phone when you hit an Android phone.
About tab.
Right. Yeah, Android tablet too.
yes, power and volume down button. If you hold it, it's called a hard reset.
yeah.
So
And
there are multiple. Go ahead.
there's not too many people that know about that.
No, a secret trick.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So there are. You can Google it. By the way, I have some Google searches up for you. Hard reset is what it's called. Usually it is the power down, press the power and the volume down buttons at the same time and hold them, and then you'll get to a screen where it'll give you the options and it'll tell you what to press for each option, where you can actually, uh, it's called factory reset your device.
Okay,
But
if someone
here's
forgets your PIN, we need to factory reset
Right. That way.
them. Okay.
now, here's the problem. If you all of this that we're talking about, so let's say you forget your PIN, you forget, um, you're still going to have a problem. And let me jump out of all of this and go into this account. This is the account that I'm logged into on that tablet. I'm going to click on security. What I recommend, I do not have two-step verification on. I do not have a recovery phone. I do not have a recovery email. So if I forget the password for the account, this account that I am literally logged into this tablet on, Google, that's the account that I'm logged into. Here's that same account on the internet. Because I don't have a recovery phone or recovery email or two-step verification, if I forget my password, it doesn't matter if I reset the tablet, I won't be able to log back into the tablet. So
Okay.
it doesn't matter.
All right.
So I think I skipped and I may have left it in. Let's see if I left it in. Hopefully, creating a Google account. Hopefully, verify your phone number. I did in the setup in the instructions that I sent over include adding your phone number to your account. Now, I didn't for the account that you're looking at because it's a test account that I use to test things at the recovery center and test the tablet and stuff like that. But had I entered a phone number with this account, then and I forgot my password, then I could easily reset my password. And I'll show you exactly what that looks like on a real account. I'm going to say manage my account on my one of my real email accounts. I have two-step verification on. But more importantly, and most importantly, which is, and I say this most importantly because it's the simplest protection, is you have your phone number associated with your Google account. That way, if you forget your password and you can't get into your tablet, you can have Google, you can go to a computer and you can have Google send you a text, or they can actually do a voice call. It's a computer, but it's a voice call to give you a code so that you can get back into your account. But without a recovery phone or a recovery email address or two-step verification on, if you forget your password, you're you're screwed. Excuse my language.
Five, three,
So if
39.
somebody's been hacked,
Reset.
I'm sorry, I missed whatever somebody was asking or saying.
No, she
I was just having Lenine write a recovery phone number up on our board so that when
Yes.
we're setting up everyone, that we make sure we do that step.
Now, here's what happened with Chris Fedoto's son. The person that hacked him by getting him to give them information over text or the phone, they changed his recovery phone number. They changed his recovery email address. They changed all of his other information. That's why it was so hard for him to recover that information. So, so even if you set up a phone number with your account so that you can get in if you forget your password, getting hacked is a completely different story, which is why I want to go back to, and I cannot stress this enough. Like I said, every member of the recovery center that I talked to, they talked about scams. I say it doesn't matter if it's a text, if it doesn't matter if it's a pop-up on your computer, which I was trying to find one. Text, my computer. You get warning. People get warnings on their computer. I've had a couple coworkers call me say, "I got a pop up on my computer saying the FBI found some bad stuff on my computer, and I need to call this number." There are so many different types of scams. When somebody calls me, said, "David, I've got something weird." I tell them to ignore it, power off their device, power it back on, and then go change your email password, which we're gonna do right now, by the way. Um, so ignore anything that you didn't ask for. Phone call, email, text message, pop up. Do not call any numbers from any of those pop-ups, emails, calls, messages. Find a valid phone number on your own. Um, I also teach these other things.
Okay,
Monitor your bank account regularly. Make sure that somebody didn't get access to it. Use secure websites. Make sure you're on the right website. There's a lot of good, by the way, Key Bank is key.com. If somebody puts an extra E in there or puts a zero, there's lots of ways you can get to a fake. You have to make sure you're typing in the right website, and use secure, strong passwords. Now, let's back up. And I'm going to try to log into my email. Actually, you know what? You're teaching people how to do the tablet, so let's do it on the tablet. You won't be able to watch, unfortunately, but um, passwords and accounts. So right now, I am logged into this tablet with a Google account. I'm going to click on passwords. Let me go back in case you missed it. Settings, passwords and accounts. I click on, under passwords, I click on Google, and that's the wrong place. Again, I wasn't prepared. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Autofill
that's all right.
services, accounts, account sync. That's not what I want. So it's going to be passwords and accounts. That is not Google services and preferences. Here we go. I'm sorry. So,
All right.
so you're going to go into settings. You're going to scroll down. Sorry. Passwords and accounts. Nope. Google services and preferences. Now I'm going to click on manage my account. And what you're going to see, hopefully, is the exact same information that I was showing you on the internet. And this does look like the very same screen. You're looking at the tablet, it's just in full screen mode now. This is the tablet screen. I click on security, and as you can see, there's two-step verification, which is off. Here's my password. I click on it. By the way, I literally do not remember my password. I really don't. So I have to look it up.
That's changed in May. We saw that.
No, this is this is a good lesson. So I think I know what it is, but I have mine on my computer. So let me get my password from my secure location. Okay.
It's not,
Oh, there it
it's
is. I
not
got it.
posted underneath your keyboard? Isn't that the
No,
secure
no,
location passwords?
actually, I want to show you what my password is. I literally just had a PC class at the Recovery Center this morning. And for about a year, I'll show you my password because I'm getting ready to change it. For about a year, I've been telling people, know your password, write it down, put it behind your driver's license, put it behind your debit card, put it
Okay.
wherever you can find it, where you feel it's secure, and do not lose it. I have mine typed up in a file on my computer. Not, but my computer is secure, so I feel safe doing that. But let me type in a new password. It's kind of like this old one, but that's okay. And I'm going to click on change password. You'll stay signed in on these other devices. I have a backup little cell phone that you guys can't see. I'm going to go ahead and change my password. My password has been changed. I can close this, and I'm going to go through all of that one more time. I'm going to lower the tablet size, make it easier to see. So let's go home. I'm going to close all windows I have open. I'm going to go back into settings, go to Google, manage my account, security. And this is a document that I'll have to create for you apparently since it's an issue that came up. And I'm going to click on password. Now, what I had just done 5 minutes ago was I typed in my password. Remember, I had to look it up. But now, let's say they're logged into this tablet. The tablet knows their password because they're logged in, but they forgot their password because they're trying to log into a different computer at the clubhouse or at the library, and they don't know what their password is. So they need to reset their password. What I had just done for you was I typed in my old password and then I created a new one. Does that make sense? Now I'm going to show you what if I don't know what my password is. I can't create a new password without knowing what my old one is, right? Nope, I can click on forgot password. But I'm not going to do that yet because this is why in the documentation that I sent you, in the instructions that I sent you to help people create a Google account, I asked you to no. I'll use my password. I'm going to add a recovery phone. Now I'm going to put in my real phone number. Click on next, and it's going to send me a code. I'm going to get a text message. Got the text message. Text message code G dash. They may not need the G dash, but I'm going to type it anyways. 5, 5. Verify. Okay. There are, this number is associated with other accounts, but it has been added. Now I'm going to go back and I have a recovery phone. So now let's start all over again. Let's go to Google. And you had a problem where people needed to reset their password. They forgot their password. That was one of the things that was mentioned when we began. I'm going to manage my Google account. go to security, go to password. Oops, sorry, I didn't type in the right thing. Click on password. It's letting me change it without getting, that's okay, that's good. It should be making me, I don't have two-factor authentication on. Let's go ahead and type in a new password though. I'm gonna go ahead and change my password. Oops, I used that password before. Oh, this is my, again, this is my testing account. All right, my password has been changed. So on the tablet, it appears to be relatively easy, with even with a recovery phone number in there, to change your password. So it's Google account, manage your Google account, security, scroll down to password, and then type in your new password, which I've already done so many times I forgot my password already, but that's okay. I'm gonna stop because I think I'm spending way too much time or talking too much, and I'm worried I'm talking too fast or not. Would somebody look at the board or Lenine? What's something? What were the top things on that list?
The next ones are just the apps that we need to make sure people know how to download those apps.
So we did a survey of all our members before to find out what apps they would be interested in loading onto their tablets. Of course, everyone has different interests, but we did have a handful that everybody or almost everybody showed interest in. So we just kind of wanted to make sure that our trainers knew those apps well enough to help people install those apps.
Okay,
And those are the text phone app, the transit app for the buses,
okay,
YouTube, which I think comes with the tablet, but we want to make sure they know how to sign in with the Gmail account to YouTube. A lot of
okay.
people want social media, Facebook or Instagram, so we're going to want to know how to sign into those with our Gmail account. My chart is a really popular one for the
Yeah,
medical, so we want to make sure. And that one's going to be a little tough because I think you need to get a code from your doctor when you sign up for my chart.
you do. That has
Yeah.
to come from your doctor, unfortunately.
And the last one that everybody wanted was free TV. So, and
Ah,
that could be any of the free TV apps, but we should pick one and show them basically how to sign in so they know how to do that in the future.
okay.
But of course, we're not gonna have time to do all that today because we only got 5 minutes left. So I
Well,
think we should concentrate just on security questions
okay.
and schedule one more session, maybe to go over some of these app things.
I can also, by the way, if the entire group doesn't have time to stay, if somebody can stay after, or if somebody wants to make a one-on-one appointment with me, one of your trainers or one of your staff or one of your members, I can teach one person. You can like pick your most PC literate person. I can work outside of these because I know it's hard to organize getting a bunch of people in the same place at the same time. So,
The problem is that everybody's at different levels. Is
okay,
what the problem is. Some
okay,
people are more advanced, some people need a little more time, so we're trying to keep everyone at the lowest level and move at the same pace.
okay. By the way, the only app I would add to that list, only because people don't know about it, there are two apps. One is there's an app called Calm. There are apps like it that you can click on, and that it'll walk you through breathing exercises and relaxation and meditation. And Kroger app. So many of the members of the Recovery Center talk about how difficult it is to get to Kroger or to carry groceries on the bus. And I've taught them how to log into Kroger's website on the web or download the Kroger app and create an account and order their groceries, have them delivered to them directly from Kroger's warehouse for $6.99. I mean, That's another app that I would recommend that you at least make your members aware of, but that's just,
I would say about a third of the members we talked to had interest in online shopping, whether it be Kroger or Amazon.
yeah.
About, what was the other one you mentioned? It was, which one? Calm. Oh, Calm. Yeah, no one mentioned Calm.
Yeah, it's just a meditation app. It's a free. They want you. They are selling other things, but they have free like meditation exercises, where their voice, somebody's talking through a meditation exercise, or they have breathing exercises, and it's actually Psychology Today and SAMHSA recommends it. There's a lot of very reputable mental health app that's designed to help people with anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues um, help themselves by, like I said, using the app. So, anyways, all right. So you wanted to spend the rest of the time doing what? Covering what?
We only got 2 minutes next, so I think we're just gonna be saying, hey, thank you very much.
I'm sorry if I talked too long or too much.
You did,
Um,
you did a really good
hope,
job. You covered a lot of stuff really quickly that we needed to hear. And
well, hopefully
you
you understand that you don't have
covered
to learn as far as security. And I'm not exaggerating, and I want to call names not to make people feel bad at the recovery center, but so that by the way, these are people I like and respect. There are so many staff members and members of the recovery center. Every week I'm getting, oh, I got this email. Oh, I got this phone call. Oh, somebody had me install this software on my computer. Never, never install software because somebody on the phone is telling you you need to do it to get your money back or save somebody or whatever.
especially that
So
remote access stuff. Oh my God, I hate when they do that.
yeah. So the bottom line is you don't have to know every scam. And I want to show you one more thing. It'll take 1 minute. And I brought these up ahead of time because this is what I tell people. Um, I got an invoice from Norton. That was one of the ones that a coworker. And the first all the links on this Google page are this about how it's a scam. I got a text from USPS. All the top links are how it's a scam. I got a text from FedEx, same thing. My computer says the FBI, and I just left the search of that, came up with all the scams. So when in doubt, Google it before you never, never, ever respond, give anybody personal information. You don't have to know all the different scams. Just don't give anybody personal information over the phone. Don't click on links in emails or text messages. Um, yeah, especially with unsolicited
Right.
communications.
So what I'll do next time, David, is I'll send you an email so I don't want you to feel like you're unprepared because
No, that
you're
was on
doing a
me.
really good job. But I'll send you an email that lists what we want to cover next time so
Okay.
you're ready.
And
It'll
I'll
probably
create those
be a
documents
couple
that I was
weeks
showing
out.
you where it shows you where to click to change your password. And yeah,
Yeah.
I can create
That
some.
that and the fact that we recorded this meeting, so for the people
Oh,
who
that's right.
didn't come, they'll be able to listen to it.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Oh, I recorded myself being unprepared and nervous. Oh, that sucks.
Oh,
That's
you
all
did
right. I'll
great.
send you the
Send us the link.
I'll send you the link. I'll send you the
All
link.
right.
All right. Goodbye,
Thank
everyone.
you, David.